me ask you a question. I was I was reading through your book, and I'd love for you to talk about the differences between vegetarian and vegan. I actually followed at one time a vegan diet, and I think people get that confused.
Well, a vegan diet is one that basically has a total restriction on, a very high restriction on the type of protein. You can only eat protein coming from plant sources, whereas a lacto-ovo-vegetarian has a much greater platform. They can eat both plant sources of protein and also dairy and egg sources. Mm-hmm. But see, this is one of the problems we have with diet. We have almost like a jihadism, saying that you must follow a diet. What the zone is not a diet, but really a blueprint. A blueprint how to balance your plate for the best hormonal output, and that allows you to control inflammation. And from that standpoint, it's a great unifier of all diets. And it's quite simple to follow because you need only three things. One is your hand, the second is your eye, and the third is a working watch. Now, if you have those three things, you have now the keys of the kingdom to control inflammation for the rest of your life. And here's the rules. At each meal, simply divide your plate into 3 equal sections. On 2/3 of the plate, you fill that plate with colorful carbohydrates. They're called fruits and vegetables. And the reason they're colorful? Because they contain polyphenols. Well, that's a dictate that can follow all diets, whether it be a vegan, vegetarianism, paleo, it doesn't matter. The only differences between the diets is the last third of the plate. What do you put on the plate for your protein? If you're a vegan, then basically it's plant protein, a lot of tofu, a lot of, let's say, soybean imitation meat products. If you're a lacto-ovo-vegetarian, you have a little more leeway. You can use dairy and egg products. If you're a paleo advocate, you can't use any dairy and you can't use any legumes. And if you're following the Mediterranean zone, you have a complete palate. And the last thing you add to the plate is a dash of olive oil. Now, finally, why do you need a watch? If you balance your plate correctly, regardless of your dietary philosophy, for the next 5 hours, you will have no hunger and peak mental acuity.
Wow.
Your only goal is to try to maintain that for the rest of your life.